Hello, my friends, and welcome to Yoga by the Moon. I'm here to guide you through a first quarter moon practice in Aries for December 25th. And my name is Michelle. So, the first quarter moon, it's all about taking action on those intentions that we planted with the new moon. It's all about moving forward and letting that path and that journey unfold before us. This particular first quarter moon is actually in Aries, and Aries is of all the fire signs, it is the fieriest, the most energetic, and the most abundant fire sign. And so with Aries, we're like really propelled forward. Like Aries is represented by the ram, right? And there's a reason we call things like ramming into something. And so Aries gives us that fire to really like ram ahead with these plans to just take off running. And so we have this high momentum, this high energy going into our new year, which is wonderful for motivation, wonderful for letting newness come into our lives. And it's really tempered by the zodiac season that we're in. We're still in Capricorn season. And Capricorn is very ambitious and very driven. So it takes a lot of that energy of the first quarter moon of Aries to propel us forward with this mission and give us this clear focus going forward. But Capricorn does it in a very deliberate and organized way. So we are able to plan very well and just take this high energy and go forward as we allow these new paths to come into our lives. And it's perfect timing for the coming new year. It's perfect timing for the energy of the season and to just kind of take joy into our lives and passion and excitement into our lives and move ahead. So it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful feeling. And to begin our practice, we're going to begin on our knees in hero pose on our mat. Thank you for giving me that moment to get back here so you could meet me on the mat. So just going to sit right on our knees. If it's not comfortable for you to sit all the way back on your heels, you may want to take a block and sit up on the block a little bit. You are probably going to want some blocks for later in the practice. If you don't have blocks, you're always welcome to use pillows. But if you have something like this that you can set aside for a little bit later, you may want to do so. And again, if it's uncomfortable for you to sit all the way back on your heels, you can just sit right up on a block and it'll take a little bit of that pressure off your knees. But begin in hero. Thank you for letting me get settled there. And we're going to begin with our breath work as usual. And we're going to do something called burst breathing. And it's exactly like what it sounds like. It's very vibrant, very energetic. It stirs that fire like Aries has, and it gives you that motivation and that energy and that forward momentum that the first quarter moon asks us to embark on. And it also gives us a clear head and allows us to focus. So it brings in that organization and that deliberation of Capricorn as well into our breath work. And it's very, very simple breath work. It's just rapid inhales and exhales through the nose. It's going to sound a little bit like this. So we'll do a couple of rounds with that together. So take one deep breath in through your nose, and then we'll just do our rapid fire breath for 3 separate rounds. Okay? Deep breath in and go. Full exhale. Take a couple rounds of regular breath in between. Keep your clear head. Don't let yourself get dizzy. Deep breath in and go. Full exhale. couple of regular breaths in between. Let your focus come back. Deep breath in and go. Full exhale out. Let your breathing return to normal. Feel that kind of humming energy in your body. Notice if you feel lighter in your head or if you feel clearer of thought. Beautiful. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. As we begin our movement practice, we're going to come up standing on our knees. And we're going to do a beautiful little camel flow. So you might want to prop yourself up on your toes like I am back here. And instead of doing camel with our hands behind our back or reaching for our heels as we usually do, we're going to lean backwards while we raise our arms up overhead. And this is our version of camel today. We're going to inhale up and then we're going to exhale down as we reach our hips towards our heels, arms behind us. Let's do that 3 more times with our round of breath. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, last one up, and last one down. And now plant your hands under your shoulders and we're going to make our way to plank. And maybe you want to just come back on your knees and just reach your knees back. Or maybe you're going to come up on your toes and come all the way up to a high plank. Hold this just for a breath or two. And we're going to do some knee to nose in plank. So on an inhale, you're going to lift your left toes off the mat. Exhale, round your spine, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, left toes down. Now we're going to do that 3 times on the right side. Inhale, right up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back. Exhale, down. Now, if you are on your knees for plank, you're going to lift your knees up instead of doing the knee taps. We're going to do 5 rounds of knee taps here in plank before we move on. Inhale, exhale, knees down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, plank. Last one. Exhale, down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hips to ceiling. Heels towards the mat. Downward facing dog. Maybe you want to pedal your heels. Find some gentle movement here in our first down dog. Unwind. Just for a moment. Now, find a neutral spine, lifting those heels. Nice flat, tall spine, neutral neck. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, you're going to bring that left foot to the outer right part of your arm in a version of fallen triangle. You're going to keep your hands planted. Just kind of turn your chest a little bit towards the right side of the mat. Inhale, reach that left foot back up in 3-legged dog. Exhale as many steps as you need to get there. Left foot between your hands. Lower onto that right knee. Fix your hair if need be. Raise those arms to the sky. You're going to stay up on those right toes while you're on your right knee. here in a low lunge, because in a minute we're going to go from low lunge to high lunge. But find your focus, find that energy. Inhale, reaching high with that hope, that excitement as we move forward with our energy. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift off that right knee. Find your balance here in high lunge. Nice, strong posture, energetic, abundant posture. And then we're going to move from this into airplane. So we're going to really launch forward, find that forward momentum, find that high energy. So you're going to shift your weight into that front foot, that left foot. And when you're ready, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, whenever you're ready, lift. Your right foot off the ground, reaching those arms behind you. Flying forward into our goals. One more breath, and when you're ready, as gracefully as possible, which was not at all for me, meet your right foot to the left and forward fold. Inhale, find a flat spine. Exhale, fold. And you can either step back to downward dog or step to plank, chaturanga, upward dog, and then we all meet in downward facing dog. Pedal those heels for a moment. Maybe find stillness instead. Center yourself. Inhale, right leg to the sky. And exhale, we're going to bring that right foot to the outer part of your left hand. Keep your hands planted. Turn your chest towards the left in a version of fallen triangle. One more breath here. And then inhale that right leg back to the sky in three-legged dog. Exhale as many steps as you need to get there. Bring that right foot between your hands and drop to that left knee. Keep up on those left toes. Reach those arms up to the sky in low lunge. Find that energetic posture, that energetic lift. And breathe. One more breath here in low lunge. And when you're ready, press into that right foot and those left toes as you lift that left knee. High lunge, making sure you're still sinking into those hips. Nice bend in that right knee. And then just like we did on the other side, we are going to launch forward with that forward momentum, that joyous energy as we move forward with the first quarter moon and the pathway carved ahead by Capricorn with that fiery drive of Aries into our airplane posture. So when you are ready, find your balance in that right leg. Maybe step those left toes up just a little bit. Launch off that left foot, reaching your arms behind. Airplane pose. Find your balance, find your focus, and then when you're ready, left toes meet the right in forward fold. We're going to do a little bit of a chair flow here, so make sure your heels are underneath your hips, pressing equal weight into all four corners of both feet. Sit your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Reach your arms up to the sky. Chair pose. And in our chair flow, what we're going to do is we're going to reach our arms towards the ground as we press on up into mountain on an inhale. Then exhale, sit back in the chair as you reach your arms up. 3 more times like that. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. Take one more breath in here and then exhale in a well-earned forward fold. Now, I had mentioned that you might want to keep some blocks nearby. You're going to want to kind of put them in front of your feet right now. And maybe you want to stay in a forward fold. Maybe you want to go take a child's pose rest for a little while, but maybe you would like to do some crow practice. So if you would, kind of come down into a little bit of a yogi squat here, up on your toes, with those blocks in front of you. What's helpful sometimes is to have the blocks to maybe place your knees on instead of using your elbows to balance. And then you can practice just launching your toes off that way. That way you're not just balancing on the kind of shin part of your arm like you see a lot of people do in crow. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring those knees forward onto the top of your block and keep your hands planted on either side of your block and shift your weight forward. And when you can't shift anymore, slowly, carefully lift your toes off the mat. Practice balancing here on your blocks. Now, if you feel pretty steady using the blocks that way, and you would like to try crow with your hands, what you're going to do is bring your hands a little bit on the inside, put your knees on the outside of your arms by your triceps. You're still going to shift your weight forward like you did with the blocks there. And maybe you just want to keep up on your toes while you shift your weight. Maybe you want to practice lifting one foot up. Maybe you want to try both. I'll give you a little bit of time to just play in crow, finding that forward drive and focus, letting yourself fly. If you are done playing, you're going to reach your hands under your shoulders and then step your feet back into plank once more. One more breath here, holding your plank. Inhale, exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Keep those hands under your shoulders, and we're going to do a cobra flow. Keep your hands under those shoulders, and then on inhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Exhale down. 3 more like that. Inhale, head, neck, and shoulders up. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. And now we're going to bring our elbows underneath our shoulders, kind of creating little L's on either side of our body, and lifting our head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat here in Sphinx pose. It's a nice little stretch for your lower spine, a little decompression. One more breath here, looking forward in Sphinx. Inhale in. Exhale, looking over your left shoulder. Hold the Sphinx twist to the left just for another couple breaths. Feeling the subtle shift in your lower spine. One more breath in. Exhale, back to center. Inhale in. Exhale, this time turning over, looking over your right shoulder. Noticing how that shifts the stretch in your lower spine. And breathe. One more breath in here. Exhale, look back to center. Now we're going to take our palms and kind of put them diagonally in front of us, kind of creating a V with our arms, one hand on top of the other. And then you're going to lower your head, kind of using your stacked palms as a pillow for your forehead. I'm going to keep my head up just for a moment so you can hear me speak. But you're going to rest your head down in crocodile pose. On your next inhale, you're going to take your left knee and slide it up towards your left armpit in half frog. Now you can be propped up like I am, or you can keep your head rested down in crocodile. Releasing through your left hip. One more breath in. Exhale, reach those left toes towards the bottom of the mat. Reset those hips if you need to. Maybe wiggle them back and forth. Breathe in and lift that right knee towards your right armpit. Half frog on the other side. Winding ourselves down. We had a brief but fiery practice today to move us forward in our plans. Give us that energy and momentum to allow the new path forward to unfold. Breathe in. Exhale. Bring those right toes to the bottom of the mat. Maybe you want to rock those hips back and forth. Once again, maybe you want to keep your forehead rested on the palms of your on the top of your hands, the back of your hands, and stay in crocodile pose for your meditation. Or maybe you want to do a yogi pancake and flip onto your back in Shavasana. Wherever you are, take a moment to settle in, find a soft gaze, or close your eyes, and I will guide you through a meditation for the first quarter moon. Focus on your breathing. Lengthen your inhales. Lengthen your exhales. Find stillness in yourself. Feel your heart beating in your chest. Let it be your rhythm. Synchronize your breath to your heartbeat. Connect within. Take a moment. Breathe in this stillness that is all around you and within you. Imagine a beautiful, silvery, white, luminous light that you're breathing in throughout all of your body, your cells, your energy systems. Breathe in this light and feel it continue to expand the toroidal field in your heart. Feel its energy, the life force gently moving through you, all around you. And stay with this feeling. Embrace and immerse yourself in this feeling of just being and breathing. Remember your intentions, your dreams, and your wishes from the new moon. And solidify them right now in your heart as this moon starts to grow. Envision yourself feeling into the emotions of your wishes becoming true. You believe in yourself as you draw in another deep breath. You catch a beautiful view of the growing moon and her orb with a luminous, colorful aura around her. And you feel the gentle, shimmering pulse of the energy of the moon. What is she whispering to you? What messages do you receive? What connections do you feel? As her slender curve of light rests before you, there is a certain knowing, a certain power she brings. And even though the moon is still in its early phase, she holds so much intuition and guidance. It's like a power that seeks to grow within you. And as the moon is growing to her full expression and expansiveness, so too do your dreams and desires grow within you from those seeds planted at the new moon. Imagine yourself achieving all of these desires and getting into connection with your creative side. And watch this expand and come alive within you, much like a beautiful flower on her way to fully blossoming and expressing herself. Along with that comes strength, the will, and all of the tools you need to create this journey. Imagine what happiness and joy this will bring not only to yourself, but others too. Who is it that you wish to inspire? You are your own muse shining brightly, and you are understanding that the seeds you planted and your intentions, thoughts, and words are impacting others positively, near and far. Continue to breathe in this beautiful silvery white light into your heart and all of your body. In and out. In and out. You are even more relaxed now. All you feel is positivity, love, peace, and joy. You are so relaxed from the tips of your toes all the way up your legs and torso to the tips of your fingers and the crown of your head. You feel this energy filling up your whole body, mind, and soul, and expanding out beyond your physical body in this space and beyond. When you're ready, please bring your awareness back to your present moment, becoming aware of your surroundings, the noises in the room, the smells in the room. Slowly wiggle your fingers and toes, elbows and wrists, knees and hips. Maybe you want to take a nice, long, full body stretch. Maybe you want to roll into a nice tight ball, giving yourself a nice tight squeeze. When you're ready, roll to one side and gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Continue breathing into your heart, allowing the energy of this first quarter moon to fill your life and body, mind, and soul. Notice it bring you calm, focused energy. I hope you take that energy into your coming days, and I hope that you always remember that you are divinely supported, loved, and guided, that the moon carries you in her embrace, moves you through her own ebbs and flows, pulls you forward into your highest potential, allowing you to uncover your dreams. It is always my honor to practice with you and guide you through the moon phases and allow the energy of the moon and the zodiac seasons and the signs that the moon is in to guide us and harness our best possible potential, bringing balance, energy, calm, focus, love, peace, and joy into our lives. This will be the last practice for 2025, and our next one will be for the full moon, January 3rd in the new year 2026. So I wish you and yours a peaceful holiday season and a happy new year. And I hope you will continue to join me as we journey through the moon and all of her phases into the next year. And from my heart to yours, namaste.